Okay, I've just been promoted from about Kore to Agabai. I'm standing here to introduce Rabbi Shurin. So when I spoke to Brad about this and asked him, like, you want me to introduce my father-in-law? How does that work? Like, Brad, come on, how's that supposed to, why should a son-in-law introduce a father-in-law? But he says, look, if it would be, a Johnny, he would just take a blurb off the internet and maybe he would read something like this. Rabbi Shurin is the Rosh Midrashav, Midrash Rachel Chaya, a senior faculty member at Yeshiva Darkei Noam, and a grandson of Yaakov Kamenetsky, and his eldest daughter is married to the Balkore of Ahavas. So Brad said, look, that's too dry. We need to let's spice it up a little bit, So I had to come up with something. So, usually you're spicing something up, you need some kind of a joke. Right? So, but all the father-in-law jokes, you know them all, Like, 325, that one. 478. So I had to come up with a new one. At least a riddle. So I'm going to ask, this is a riddle, maybe the men and more would know the answer to this one. What's the connection, Johnny? It's not a fundraiser, but still I'll ask, what's the connection between a father-in-law and a fundraiser? Anybody? Okay, they both start with F. Okay. If it would be a regular Melaveh Malkah, Johnny, I would introduce my mother-in-law. But it is a little bit of fundraiser, so it's the father-in-law. So that's one. One thing. The second thing, it's a score I have to settle with. My wife is telling me I shouldn't speak about that aspect of the father and the fundraiser, so I have to come up with something a little bit different about that. Okay. The truth is, I was thinking, who's the first person who made a fundraiser? Right, who's the first person who made a fundraiser? It's Yisro. As far, at least I could pretend that he did, right? He comes to the midbar, and he brings his vachim, and he invites, everybody comes, Aaron, the Kol Ziknei Yisrael, they all come, Lechol Lechem, Im Choysen Moshe, Lifnei Elokim, and Yisro stands up, what does he say? Rabbi say, my son-in-law needs a yeshiva. We need a building. Okay, no, that's Parshas Truma. I'm not going to speak about Parshas Truma. Leave that. We need staff. Right? So, so we think about it. I think about it. Right? Yisro tells Moshe Rabbeinu, then he has to convince Moshe Rabbeinu, right? So Moshe Rabbeinu, you're sitting and everybody's on top of you. You can't do this. You can't do this on your own. You need to hire. Sorry, Alafim, sorry, Meyo, sorry, Chamishi, sorry, Asaros, right? Somebody once asked me, what do you need? All right, sorry, Alafim. Let's say that's a Rosh Hashiva. Let's say, sorry, Meyo is the Meshgiach. Sorry, Chamishim is the Ram. Why do you need sorry, Asaros? Imagine a sar for every 10 people. That's like in Ramat Beit Shemesh, that would be like 3 in each building. Why do you need a 1 for 10? So I thought, I answered, I said, I think the pshat is that Am Yisrael in the Midbar, right, at that point of time, they're all Baalei Tshuva. They're all BTs. That's what they are. They're learning now. They're learning now everything from scratch. They know nothing. And in order to learn, you need to have, first of all, a Talmud Chacham, a Moshe Rabbeinu. You need somebody to teach. But you also need personal attention. You have to have somebody who could, speak to you at, your level. Somebody who understands who you are. Somebody who knows, 1 on 10, you could figure that out somehow, right? If you have 1 on 10, that's something they could do. But I think on a deeper level, or another level at least, Yisro is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, when you teach and everybody's listening to you, they're passive. They're just sitting there and listening. You're giving a drasha and everybody's listening. When you have sorry, all that, then you're having people who are active in the learning. You're not just teaching and they're passive. You're making Am Yisrael part of that learning or the teaching. You're lilmoid al nasalami. So with that, that's my personal introduction to my father-in-law, Rabbi Shurin, who's been teaching Bali Tshuva for since the 70s, 80s, something like that, sometime many years ago. I was just born then. But Rabbi Simkin, Rabbi Simkin started learning in Chappelle's at that time. Again, I'm not going to say exactly when I was born, but it was pretty close to. I wasn't even learning alphabets then. So I think that's an amazing thing that Rabbi Simkin, that you could go back to those times and say and ask Rabbi Shurin to come here. I got my father to come. I was personally pleasantly surprised, or not surprised, pleasant. It's an amazing thing that that my father is here. And I guess with that I'll end. I'd like to introduce Amod, my father-in-law, Rabbi Shurin.